Hi Warriors, welcome to the second edition of WTV. I'm Max Coughlin.
And I'm Tamalta Chivero. In this week's edition, we take a look into Dorn Johnson's Music Educator Award.
We will also take a look at Caden Guzman's senior swimming season and golfer Jackson Benj's commitment to Nebraska.
Lastly, we'll learn about the Traveling Anne Frank exhibit and the Westside Jazz Festival.
Dorn Johnson has been a vocal music teacher at Westside for 23 years. He is now the recipient of the State Music Educators Award, and Jackson Inglestead and Cameron White have the story.
I'm Dorn Johnson. I'm the choir director here at Westside High School and the chair of the Performing Arts Department.
Westside's Dorn Johnson has been teaching vocal music for 35 years. Last November, Johnson was awarded Nebraska's National Federation of State High School Association's Music Educator of the Year.
You know, this award was given by the Nebraska School Activities Association, and I was part of a committee for probably 15 or more years that helped plan district music contests, which is sponsored by them. So I was kind of gratified that I was being recognized for the work that I had done on behalf of the organization.
In 1998, Johnson moved to Westside High School to lead the 9 through 12 vocal department.
I mean, I've been here for 25 years, so I only taught one other place besides here, and Westside it's just held in such high regard when I started 25 years ago that it's been a dream job for me. I really honestly intended to only come to Westside for a few years to get some big school experience and then move back to my home state of Iowa. And then once I got here, it was like, why would I ever leave this place? Parent support, amazing students, great administration. It's just been everything I needed to be for my career. You know, Westside was the trailblazer show choir. You know, we consider Westside as the lighthouse district, and really in terms of show choir, Westside was the one that started the trends in Nebraska, and they were traveling outside of the state and looking what was happening at show choir other places and bringing it back and taking kids to camp, doing custom arrangements, hiring choreographers. That all really started with Westside High School and now has spread throughout the state. So, you know, we consider ourselves the lighthouse leaders for the show choir world as well.
You can hear Johnson students perform on January 28th here at Westside High School. I'm Jackson Inglestead for Warrior Television.
Thanks, Jackson and Cameron. Westside's pool has been home to some outstanding swimmers, and Caden Guzman is no exception. Ryan Kelly and Juan Romero Saroff have the story.
I started when I was younger. I had a couple people that were friends of mine. We were doing rec league, and they kind of threw me into the rec league swimming. And a couple family friends were just like, you know, he's actually pretty good, so we're gonna, they offered us a club that we went to, and then do the club, and it just sparked from there.
The very decorated high school career, Guzman remembers his first state victory.
The one memory that sticks out the most is state my freshman year. You know, we had a great relay for the medley relay. It was Jack Bailey, and I think it was Nate and Colin, or no, it was Thomas Lundeen, and we just, right off the bat, just we won, and it sparked the whole meet. Everybody's adrenaline was high. Everybody was ramped up, and that was a pivotal moment in my career.
Guzman is going to Arizona State, where he hopes to go to the Olympics and set school records.
My main goal is just making NCAAs. That's you know, the first goal I would like to obtain, and then, you know, down the road, hopefully getting some school records, pool records, is something I would love to work for and work towards. And then obviously with the help that Coach Bowman and Coach Bem down there, you know, going to the Olympics would be the highest goal.
Guzman is looking forward to the Metro Championships next month at Millard West, where he hopes to bring home a gold medal. I'm Ryan Kelly for WTV.
Great work and congratulations, Caden. Another athlete who recently committed to college is golfer Jackson Benj. Burke Brown and Noah Atlas talked to the senior.
I started playing golf when I was 2 or 3. Parents got me into the game. My mom played golf in Nebraska. My grandpa loves golf, my dad loves golf, my whole family plays golf. So I've just been kind of playing golf my whole life, played it growing up. And yeah, it's my passion. Pretty young team. We have a lot of underclassmen, and we have 1 senior, Porter, and only a few juniors. So I think, I know me and Porter are the only returning varsity guys. So I think, leadership and example is just going to be a big thing, and kind of just showing the younger guys kind of like, how we roll, and just showing them, what Westside Golf's all about and what we kind of do. Last year we had a good team, a good year. I played pretty well individually, had a few good rounds, won districts, runner-up at Metros, and tied for 4th at state along with our team, runner-up, and yeah.
Jackson Bench will be continuing his academic and athletic career at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. You can watch the golf team this spring dominate the Metro. With that being said, this is Burke Brown, Warrior TV, signing off.
Thanks, Burke and Noah. This year, Westside had the unique opportunity to host a traveling Anne Frank exhibit thanks to efforts of Dean Brittany Bulkovec and Westside Foundation President Terry Hanna. Emily Jasa has the story.
The Anne Frank exhibit travels to various places around the world, and it seeks to inspire many to stand up against anti-Semitism and inequality. Julia Aubrey volunteered as a tour guide to share Anne Frank's legacy.
The Anne Frank exhibit is a series of panels containing information, artifacts, pictures, forms of documentation of the Holocaust and Anne Frank's life that we got from the University of South Carolina. The prep for the tours was primarily just learning all the content through different activities and presentations during those 2 days of training. But one of the biggest challenges, at least for me, was setting up the actual exhibit, because the people who were here from the University of South Carolina that were here to train us, they gave us complete control over how we wanted to have the layout be for the exhibit. So first we had to figure out what order they would go in and how they would fit in the room, but also how the tour groups would be able to flow from one area of the exhibit to the next. And also setting it up took quite a lot of time, about 2 hours, and it was pretty difficult. So that was probably the worst part of it all, in my opinion. Giving tours was a bit stressful at first, just because of the sheer amount of content that you had to learn. In fact, our training to actually give the tours was roughly 2 days long, so it was pretty rigorous. And it was a little bit difficult presenting to people with content that I wasn't super familiar with, because the content is very in-depth and you had to remember all of these little details and facts. But once I was comfortable with the material, it was pretty easy to just go through the half-hour tour. The tour groups were kind of various, so our older audience as well as the teachers from the school who have come in have seemed to ask more questions than our younger audience. But other than that, there isn't too much difference. Everyone that I've given a tour to so far has been very respectful and taking the content seriously. The main thing that I enjoyed about giving the tours was really being able to fully immerse myself into the content, because so far I've just learned about World War II and the Holocaust multiple times throughout various history classes during my education. But being involved in the exhibit and giving tours really gives you an inside perspective on these events, and it was much more in-depth.
This is Emily Jasa with WTV.
I actually had the opportunity to help with the exhibit, and it was really informative. Sloan Houston has our final story about the Westside Jazz Festival.
Every year, the Westside Band Program hosts a jazz festival for jazz bands across the Omaha area to participate in. Bands perform, are judged by professionals, and get to attend 2 clinics afterward.
My name is Tommy Kruger. I teach band here at Westside High School. So the Westside Jazz Festival, this was its 16th year doing the Jazz Festival. So it's an opportunity for schools to come in. They get a performance, a clinic, and they get to work with some professional jazz educators from around the area.
A bunch of other schools just get to come and play, and you just get to listen to them, so it wasn't like a competition, but just something you could enjoy.
Each band is allotted 40 minutes on stage, and in that time they get their performance and they get an on-stage clinic.
If a judge has something that they want to work on, or they thought that the band could do better, then they go over that part, and that's what they do during the clinics.
I think my favorite part of the festival is the improv clinic. That's something that's pretty unique to our festival, that we're able to do that at ours, and so for each school to get to come in and get to work specifically on improv, I think is a lot of fun.
My favorite part of the festival is getting to see all the different schools play, and all the band kids that come are usually really, really nice, so I like meeting them.
A bunch of different schools came and played here. So like you had middle school jazz band, stage band CJB, and then a bunch of other jazz bands from different schools.
This year, Westside hosted 10 schools and 16 bands in total from across the Omaha area. The festival is organized by Westside's band directors Thomas Kruger and Keith Schoening and is enjoyed by all who participate. Jazz band students look forward to next year's festival. This has been Sloan Houston for Warrior TV.
It's always nice to end on a musical note. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of WTV. I'm Max Coughlin.
And I'm Tanalta Chivero. Until next time, have a great week, Warriors.